Hello everyone. We're back here, Lights On Podcast. You know what it is. Happy New Year, 2025. Let's go. Let's go.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I'm with my co-host Tian. My name is Brian. If you guys are new here, and today there's a growing obesity rate, which is crazy. No, there actually full is. What that means for
What that means is that people are eating too much processed food. You got to eat whole foods, food that hasn't been processed.
100%.
Mate, you eat processed food every day.
I do.
Yeah, you eat rice.
I
Rice is
do.
processed.
I love my rice.
Heavily carb.
And the thing is with this growing obesity pandemic or epidemic is that I feel like food and obesity and I don't even want to say what I was going to say anymore.
No, say it.
I feel like in all things that there is a mad overabundance of resources on the planet.
There's excess.
Mad excess, but it's not evenly distributed at all.
There's excess and there's lack because there's different lessons that are going to be taught through those experiences. So you can learn about abundance through lack, or you can learn about abundance through wealth. They're two different lessons that they're going to teach you through those experiences. But there is a lot of people who approach life from a lack mentality because they don't believe that they're whole. They live in separation, so they need to hoard.
Yeah.
They need to hoard. So it's like they hoard onto their money, they hoard onto their food. There's people that use food as a distraction. They use it in the same way that people use drugs. They use it to take their focus away from the pain that they've stored in their bodies, from the trauma that they're unwilling to process because they don't want to relive that trauma. And you do. To a lesser degree, when you do process trauma, you re-experience it to a much lesser degree, but you feel the emotions to the same degree, definitely.
Yeah.
So I understand why people do it. I did it for many years. I still do it in a way with these vapes.
Yeah.
I've given up my other forms of distraction.
Yeah, let's go into that. That's puzzling to me.
I don't want to distract myself anymore. I want to feel everything. There's a pattern there that I'm not allowing myself to acknowledge through those means. And there are positives to what I was doing. I'm not denying that, but I don't need to access higher states of consciousness through
recreational.
Well, it's not even recreational because I wasn't doing it socially.
Yeah.
Hallucinogenics, to marijuana. Like, I've always really liked the insights that I would gain from those, but they're not acquired. I can tune my mind to those frequencies without those. I was using it as a gateway instead of doing it through the mental realm. I was doing it through the physical realm, and it's not necessary. And there was times where I was doing it and I wasn't even receiving insights. I would just do it because it was habit. And I just wanted to shed that. So I want to feel things. I want to feel everything. I want to flow. So I don't want to be too preemptive, but I feel like the time to give up these is coming too.
Oh, man.
I was going to buy 2 vapes the other day and I was like, no, I'll just buy one. And I'm happy I bought one because then after I bought this, it's when I had this big experience and I did feel like I would have been a shitload more stressed.
A little stress reliever.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I should have just felt the emotions in that moment instead of distracting myself from it, because that's what they do. They just distract yourself. And at the same time as well, I've always been hyper aware that breath is life.
Yeah.
And to go and it's very reflective of in, out. It's the breath of life. So it's just the contraction and the expression that we're going through all the time. So I don't want to deny that anymore because I'm choosing to remain ignorant and choosing to remain in denial if I continue on with it. And I don't think there's going to be any willpower that's needed to give it up when I see the gain from it. It just seems like the most logical and natural next step in my path.
Yeah, like with the V's and the sugar.
The V's and the soft drink, yeah, it
Yeah.
just made sense. And there was no resistance and there was no, like,
This
I've
is
never wanted to go
cool.
back, yeah.
You guys are watching firsthand Tian transform from.
And then next week I have another baby. Nah. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hoping that that's the way it goes, and I feel like it will go that way. But don't judge me if it doesn't.
Yeah, 100%. You're about to see her do a lot, start a business, which which is going to be extremely fruitful.
Next year will definitely, like, my reality will definitely be more reflective of, like,
Your internal
my
state of being.
alignment.
That's interesting. So with me, this year I've explained to be phenomenal for myself. But from our earlier conversation before we were on here, turns out that I come from this mad space of lack, which is why I chase money so much or try to create financial freedom. But then, which is counterintuitive because I got money now,
Yeah.
which is so random.
It's not about the money per se. It's about when you look at a iPhone.
Yeah.
What does it? Why for instance do people choose iPhones over Samsung or
Status
Androids?
symbol.
Status, because you're not really buying the phone.
No, you're buying the
You're
perceived
buying the
status.
feeling
Yeah, you're buying
that
the
it
feel.
gives you.
That's a pretty key tip
So
right there.
it's the same thing with when you chase anything. You're expecting it to provide a feeling. That's a feeling that you feel like you're lacking. A feeling that you don't currently
Have,
no,
project,
currently
attract,
no
emulate,
express.
express.
Yeah, a feeling that you currently don't express. So I'm just saying, like, what is it that you feel like you're missing? And you keep saying freedom.
Freedom's the reason I want money in the first place. But then you highlighted that you don't need money to do whatever you want to do. Because I'm so big on do what you want, regardless of the situation. Just be prepared to deal with the outcomes or consequences after. As long as you're prepared to do that, you can just do whatever you
If
want.
you want to be free, feel free. It's not.
But it's interesting because I understand the importance of money and the importance of wealth. So wealth will, a lot of people have told me, they're like, bro, money isn't everything, money isn't happiness, all of that. But then like, bro, imagine that feeling you buy your mum or your dad or your best friend $5 million house. How good would you feel in that? Bro, you're giving to charities millions instead of hundreds. Instead of walking by the guy on the homeless street and buying him food, you buy him a week's worth of food and
Yeah, but what I'm
like
saying to you is
an
that
apartment to live in till he
those
can get on his feet. It's
emotions
sick.
are
Such a good.
those emotions are accessible without action and without acquiring those things. If you want to feel those things, tune into it.
Yeah.
You don't need to, if that's what you're ultimately getting, like if that's ultimately what you're wanting,
The
is the
feeling.
feeling, tune into it. You can tune into it now. And that's what everyone in
It's
manifestation tells you. You need to be it before you can manifest it. So you just tune into it.
It's like I'm heaps big on bringing people up. Heaps big on it. I love bringing people. What we do here is literally bring people up.
So you want to uplift, that's free.
Uplift.
You're
Yeah.
free to do that anytime you want.
Yeah. And then if you have money, you can do it on a larger scale and affect more people.
I know, but the momentum starts at a smaller scale. So if you just embody that feeling of upliftment, upliftment all the time, the momentum, the energy, and the focus will create it to become a larger scale without you having to chase money first in order to do so.
I feel like we're already doing it though, without even while I'm chasing money.
Yeah, well then you've just answered your own thing. You don't need money.
Yeah, you don't. But then, like when
What you're trying to do is justify your goal of reaching the money. And what I'm trying to say to you is that it's unnecessary. If that is the path you want to go down to, and that's what you want to create, then do so. But you're using all these examples, and I'm saying that money's not needed for those. It's the emotion. It's the fine tunement. It's reaching that frequency that you need to do in order to have those feelings. Money's not required in that. So you're justifying and it's not even you. You don't even realize it.
I already have those feelings every
But
day.
it's not even you. You don't realize that it's the belief that's fueling you trying to justify it. You don't need to justify why you want something. You can just go for it.
I don't need money. You're right. I don't. That is not something needed at all. Like I am embodying that uplifting. I am improving countless of people's lives every single day. I am already doing that. So, but then like I'm like, okay, but why the fuck am I chasing money so hard? I feel like it is coming out of a place of abundance rather than a place of lack.
Chasing, the word chasing means that
Okay,
it's not.
okay. Why am I so motivated to generate wealth? I'll
Why are you
just
so
switch
motivated? Because you
to
come from a
generate.
place of lack. It's because you feel like there's something missing.
But
That's the
there's
only
nothing
reason why we
missing.
chase. There's
There's
nothing missing that
nothing
you are
missing.
consciously aware of, but you even admitted, like, you don't know who you truly are, you don't know what you truly want out of life.
I
So
don't.
therefore, there's a missing piece. There's a missing piece from your consciousness. It's not in your conscious awareness. It's still in the unconscious, which means it's fragmented, which means it's displaced, which means it's not integrated, right? So that's a lack. If you're fragmented, you're lacking that aspect of self. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just bringing this to your attention so you can make the free will choice whether you want to continue operating and creating from a place of lack, or whether, and I know it would be a lot more fun and a lot more fulfilling for you to create from a place of alignment and holism.
I don't know. I feel like it's already fulfilling and fun at the same time.
Yeah, there's different
It's
levels
so
of those
it's
expressions
like
though.
if I didn't want to start my company, or if I didn't want to do, I just wouldn't do it.
No, I've already explained it to you. So
Yeah,
whatever I say to you now, if you're not ready to understand it and
yeah.
to integrate it into yourself, that's fine.
That bugs me,
It's
bro. I
there.
hate not understanding shit.
It's there.
I
Yeah, but
hate it.
sometimes you're just not
I
at the
hate it.
level of consciousness where you can
Yeah, it
understand
pisses
it.
me off, eh? It pisses me
Well,
off.
why? See, well, the fact that you're having an emotive reaction and it sounds resistant means that you need there's something there. So I would go home and I would feel the emotion. I would allow it to flow up. I get the wisdom once it exits my crown area, and then I would understand myself a little bit more. There's another part that's been integrated. So, like, this is the process.
All right, hold up. All right. So last week you were saying you've created a financial strategy. Do you
Yeah,
still have that strategy?
I'm kind of moving away from it now. I don't
Moving
see,
away
because
from
I
it.
understand now a lot more than I
Alright,
did last week, because I was looking
alright.
at things from a very physical perspective, and I was looking at it from lack as well.
Yeah.
I understand that now, and I'm not saying to people don't have financial plans. You do your life the way you want to do your life from your level of understanding. You have free will to do whatever you want and what makes you feel secure. But I've come to understand that abundance is who I am. It's the source of who I am. There is no lack. There is nothing that I'm truly wanting for, because I am the abundance. I'm the source of life. That's who I really am. And so now my main goal is to come into alignment with that completely and utterly, and then to create from that space. And if I'm creating from that space, there will be no debt. Everything will be paid off. And then more will come to me, because that is just my magnetic, energetic field of who I am being. Being is becoming, being is creating.
I see.
So I don't need to worry about
Now I
the in and
understand.
out details. If I set the intention from that aligned space that I will be debt free, then that will be the reality that I match up with, and that will be reflected.
I
So I don't
see.
need to worry about the ins and outs, the
Yeah,
mechanics.
fairs.
That's what the holographic universe does. It's a
Yeah.
hologram. None of this is real.
Yeah.
We believe it's real. That's how powerful we are, is the fact that we believe that we're in a physical reality, that it exists around us. That is just a belief, one belief.
So
It's insane.
interesting.
That's our power. Like, it's crazy. We have the power to create universes, and we're limiting ourselves saying that we need to chase this, chase that. Like, that's how powerful you are, Brian. You've created a universe with
That's
a
so
belief, with your
interesting.
mind. It's like insane.
That's
Absolutely insane.
that's very, very interesting.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I'll eventually line up to the reality where I have no debt. I didn't need to worry about how I get there. It's just my intention.
True. Yeah, I'm gonna say the complete opposite. Like, have a plan, stick to it, get there, and you have. That's what I'm doing.
There's a million
Yeah, there's a million
pathways.
ways. There's a million ways to do it, which is sick. Which is
Some are easier than others.
yeah,
Some
100%.
carry more resistance than others.
Yeah, straight up.
Some have more turmoil than others.
Yeah,
And it's whatever you choose to align with. I'm choosing just to do it the easiest way because
fair enough.
how do you say, like, lazy people will always find the easiest way to do things.
Yeah, for sure. For
That's
sure.
what Elon Musk said as well. He goes, he always hires lazy people because he knows that they'll find the easiest way to get to somewhere.
Wait, I'm lazy.
You're not lazy though.
No, but
I'm
I
lazy.
am.
I prefer to create from my mind than through action. And
Fair.
I'm not saying that you don't need to do action. Action is what sets intention into motion. So it's absolutely required or we wouldn't be in a physical world. But I definitely like to reflect on what it is that I actually want before I take action. And then I like to remove any blockages before I take action too, because I know that the result will be a lot better if there's no blockages.
Yeah. That's it. I'm like the complete opposite. I'll take action first, even without knowing where I'm going. I'll be like, "Alright," and then I'll steamroll through these blockages as they come. I'll just take the experiences and be like, alright, keep going, adjust, keep going. It's like a plane that goes through a storm. I'll be like, fuck it.
See, I used to do that,
Fuck
and
it.
now that I've experienced the latter, like this, it's there's a lot more sense of ease and flow in this way.
Yeah.
So before I used to try and force things, I'd be like, if it's not going to go my way, I'll force it to go my way. There's no force now. There's just allowing and there's flowing. It's easier.
Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Lights on podcast. This is mad. Like, comment, and subscribe. We do read the comments if you have any more questions. We will answer them in the next episode.
Thanks, guys. Happy New Year.
Not the next episode, actually, 2 weeks from now. Whenever this is
All
going to
right, we
release,
don't need
2
to have to be
weeks.
accurate. Happy New Year.
Peace.